Hello, everybody, and welcome to exercise 13-15. So, following our three independent situations, Harrison Stamp Company records stamp service revenue and provides for the cost of redemptions and the year stamps are sold to licensees. Harrison's past experience indicate that only 80% of the stamps sold to licensees will be redeemed. Harrison's liability for stamp redemptions were $13 million as of December 31st, 2019. Okay, this is going to be important. Okay, so you got 13 million. This is the liability as of December 31st, 2019. Let's just give ourselves a little bit more room. Okay, so additional information is as follows. So the cost of redemptions of stamps sold to prior to 1/1/20 was $6 million. So this is going to reduce okay, so right over here, you're going to have 7 million of a liability relating to the stamps. So this is 2020 redemptions. For pre-12/31/19. Okay. So that's which is this one right here. Okay. So now for the stamp, so this is my lingering liability from previously. So if all the stamps sold in 2020 were presented for redemption, the cost would be 5.2 million. So our 2020 stamps sold is going to be 5.2 million. So if our 2020 stamps sold are 5.2 million, and if they were all redeemed, okay, if all the stamps presented were presented for redemption in 2021, the redemption cost would be 5.2 million. So over here, indicate that only 80% of the stamps will be redeemed. So redemption rate, 80%. So our liability for this coming year is going to be $4,160,000. So the amount that they should be reporting as a liability for stamp redemptions at December 31st, 2020, it's going to be the 7 million, which is remaining from the last year. Basically, the current liability from 2020. So the total liability is going to be 11,160,000. Now, if you look at your textbook solutions, they kind of do they kind of use the same logic behind this, so that's fine. Okay, in packages of its products, Burnett's includes coupons that may be presented at retail stores to obtain discounts on other Burnett's products. Retailers are reimbursed for the face amount of the coupons redeemed plus 10% of that amount for the handling costs. Burnett's honors requests for coupon redemption by retailers up to 3 months after the consumer expiration date. Burnett's estimates that 60% of all coupons issued will ultimately be redeemed. Information relating to coupons issued by Burnett's is as follows. Okay, so the total payments to retailers, okay, for 12/31/20. There's a couple different things going on here. The first is the total face coupons issued were 800,000. Okay, so what we're going to say is we're going to estimate that only 60% of these will be redeemed. Okay, so we're going to estimate that. So this is my total. Okay, so we're estimating that this is the total amount of the accrual. Okay, it's going to be 480,000. Okay, so that's kind of like, so this the face amount of the coupons times redemption rate of 60% is 480. Now, how many of these were redeemed? Well, the payments to retailers was 330. However, when you look at this, the payments to retailers are going to include the 10%. So what you have to realize is that this includes a 10% handling fee. So to get to the true amount, I need to divide this by 1.1. The handling fee is 30 grand. So the total paid to the retailers is going to be 330. Okay, so you kind of have to do like a little bit of backwards work here because this accrual does not include the handling charge. So less redemptions, less payments, or less redemptions. So over here, my redemptions are 330 because remember this accrual here doesn't include the 10%. So the ending or the unredeemed estimate is going to be 180,000. However, with this 180,000, there's going to be a 10% premium. So I want to go through and basically show this here in terms of the handling. So my total liability is going to be 180,000 plus 18. So my total liability is going to be 198,000. Okay. So Roland and Company sold 700,000 boxes of pie mix under a new sales promotion program. Each box contains one coupon, which submitted with $4 entitles the customer to a baking pan. Roland pays $6 per pan and 50 cents for shipping and handling. Roland estimates that 70% of the coupons will be redeemed, even though only 250,000 have been processed during 2020. Okay, so right over here, boxes of mix. Each box contains one coupon. So the coupons is going to be 700,000 times 0.7 or 490,000. Okay, so that's 490,000. Now, of these, redemption is 250,000. So the unredeemed coupons that we're going to be estimating that we're going to be collecting on is going to be 240,000. Okay, so that's the number of coupons that I'm expecting that are going to be going through and will be redeemed. So the next thing is, what will these unredeemed things cost me? Well, I'm going to pay $6 per pan, 50 cents for shipping and handling. So my total cost is going to be $6.50. However, I'm going to get a $4 consumer payment. And so the actual amount that I am going to be owed, or that I'm going to actually have to pay, is going to be $2.50. So my total liability is going to be $600,000. And that's what that is. So those are some fun little coupon questions here for this morning, December 23rd. Wow. Okay. I wish all of you a great one, and I will see all of you on the next video. Have a good one.